I really enjoyed how this film sort of balances the action and satirical countryside comedy of it all, especially with the back and forths that you have throughout this movie. So, being in similar projects that handle action and comedy, how do you think the story called out to you in terms of balancing those tones?
Yeah, I think that I don't know, the comedy is like one of my favorite parts of it. Like the moment at the beginning, and there's a moment at the beginning in the coffee shop where there's a character played by Lovey Poe. We have like an exchange back and forth. And I think there's like moments like those where I can inject a little bit of comedy and have some fun with it. And then there's also these huge action scenes where there's a meth lab that gets blown up and we have a shootout and I don't know. I just really like those type of movies. So I just yeah.
Yeah. And I'd say that you sort of take creative liberties with Evans as well. And I like how his journey throughout this movie starts to have this narrative transformation. So, as an actor, how do you think this narrative transformation has applied to how you take on roles and the creative liberties that you put into your characters?
Narrative transformation, like how I put it. Wait, what do you mean?
Sort of like the personality change that he gets from like being this like low life to starting actually taking charge of like himself by the end of it.
And how that reflects on my own
Uh,
choices?
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. What I gravitate towards in the script is I don't know if it's good, if it speaks out, if it speaks to me. I just really found the character of Evans really enjoyable to read. Like a guy who's just trying his hardest to do the right thing in a town that's not doing the right thing. And how much does he have to engage in that process to try to be impactful in a positive way on it? I I just thought it was hilarious, but it also had this part. And as you said, there's like the action aspect of it. It just had everything in the script. And I just wanted to try to do that justice.
Was there any one aspect of Evans as a character that resonated with you as you read through the script and fully got into this story?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just that. It's what I really liked about it was that um he's a guy who's trying to do the right thing. And that is difficult in the story. Difficult to do, difficult to figure out what the right thing is to do. And yeah, that's really what got me going on it. I mean, also Michael Diliberti writing it, sending it over to me. He wrote a script a while back called Little White Corvette that I read. And so we've been in touch for a really long time. And I just love the way he writes. I love how he and JJ crafts the story. And, I just enjoyed playing it. I don't know.
I'm so happy that you were able to sort of bring a lot into this role. And also watching the chemistry between you and Chance was just so funny. But I'm also kind of sad that in a way it was sort of brief with sort of the recent events. So what was it like for you to develop that dynamic with him? And how does his performance sort of leave that impact on you?
Yeah, I mean, working with Chance was incredible. And he's a good friend of mine. He was a good friend of mine. And he was actually going to come visit me in New York about 10 days after, his passing. But it was incredible to work with him. It was so much fun. He brings such a light to the set. And yeah, I'm really happy to share his life film.
Were there also any particular moments that you can recall where you just had the best time with him on set and you just really enjoyed the experience with him?
Yeah, when we were in the car, there's a scene. So in the movie, there's a scene where we're driving along in the car, and what happens on these shots is you spend like an hour setting everything up. There's cameras on the side of the car. They do all this mounts and lighting, and then they close down roads and all this stuff. So when you finally get rolling, oftentimes they'll just let you roll and riff with things. You get the lines, you get the scene, get everything out of the way, and then you have a couple of moments just to shoot the shit. And Champa and I just had the best time. I mean, I was cracking up the whole time. He's just yeah, yeah. It was really really special.
this entire film takes place in, I believe, two different small towns, but in the film, it's just one town itself. So it also must have been just fun building that connection with the community. So were there any fun memories that you had exploring what the communities were like or what the two towns were just aesthetically like to you?
Yeah, so we were based in Birmingham, Alabama, but we would shoot, 45 minutes outside of Alabama a lot of the days. And so one of those, actually the day Chance and I were doing that riff with the car, when we were setting up the rig on the car, somebody brought us cookies out. Yeah, I was like, this is wild. They saw us setting everything up, and she brought us cookies. She brought like the whole set cookies, and I don't know, that just really hit me.
Oh, that's so adorable. And
Yeah.
I'm just glad that you guys had a great time there. But on some of the scenes, because I really loved some of the scenes. Like there was the one scene that was really hilarious was just the whole exchange when Gaines was about to get captured while Evans and Gigi were just conversing in the car. Were there any particular challenges that came with that, or just any interesting stories that came with that experience?
Yes, so that was another day where Chance and I were just teamed up and we were just riffing on stuff. So the scene setup is that Bobby Gaines, who's played by Sean William Scott, is getting beat up, and I play a police officer along with Chance Padermo, and we're supposed to be paying attention. It's a very high stakes moment, very tense, a lot of energy, and
Yeah.
this thing's about to go down. And Chance and I get distracted by talking about the person that I'm interested in, who's played by Lovey Poe. And she's coming to a band show, like a show with our band, and I'm debating what song to play. And so Chance and I just started riffing on it, and it's really fun.
The other scene that I also really enjoyed was just how crazy the final act shootout was because in a way it's just crazy just to have that small town setting. So how do you think it sort of compares to some of the other action moments you got, especially with I see some of your films in 2016.
How does it compare to like action
Some of the
films in?
films you got in like 2016. I know you had that one with Gabriel Luna back in the day.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah, Transfecos.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, action shots are just really fun to do. Uh, there's usually squibs going off. There's all kinds of loud sounds, and anytime I get to do that in a car is really fun. We did that in Transfecos as well. And you know, those are like the best days. It's just like, what? I get to do this for a job, it's pretty wild. So yeah.
Mm. I sort of realized this earlier when I was doing research, but I also realized that you were in the Whiplash short that heavily influenced the film, which I still love to this day. So, looking back on the short's impact, what do you think is the one thing that still sticks with you from your time working on that short to also you taking leading roles now?
Yeah, I think I don't know. Ultimately for me, I remember Whiplash, like I learned how to play the drums. I had never learned how to play the drums, and it had a really tricky timing. Um like the the time signature for drumming the beats that we needed for that film were kind of they're a little bit difficult to learn on a whim. And so I just sat and played drums for a week. Same thing with Badman, or same thing with Transfecos. It's like whatever I get to do that I wouldn't normally do. I would never sit and just, unless I took an interest in the drums, I would never sit and learn how to play. But I think the same thing came from Badman. It was like, okay, well, how do we make this all believable? How do what can I bring to the character? What can I add to the material? How can how can I show up the way everybody else did? Uh, like the writer, Michael Diliberti, and uh, try to do it justice. I think that's ultimately the goal.
Hmm. I love that answer. And would you say that since you've got into Whiplash and if you've seen the film, like the ending of the film, have you ever tried your hand at like sort of mastering the final music scene? Like that whole drumming sequence in the final film?
I mastering it? No, I think
Mm.
I think I definitely know my limitations, but I do like for this one. I for Batman, I played guitar. I did another movie with Todd Friedman and Warner Davis, uh, who produced this movie, and they let me play guitar and actually sing in it. And I have like a song, and I'm playing like a country music guy. And so, like any chance I get to bring something musical to it, I actually do play guitar. And then, like in Scott Pilgrim, I played bass. And so, you know, drumming is a tricky one. Drumming, I feel like it's so much muscle memory, it's so much repetition, and I found it difficult, but in a great way. Like I really enjoy that challenge.
So would you say that you'd probably want to take on like a music career in the future if you were ever given that chance? Because I mean, with the skills you've got now, you probably can.
I mean, I have no intentions of being a musician, like a professional musician. I just like playing. Like whenever I have a guitar close, I have one sitting right here. It's like guitar to me is just really relaxing, and I like that I don't do it for a living or anything like that. It's the same with photography. I love photography. I send my pictures to friends and I do them as wrap gifts and stuff like that, but I've never like put anything up or
Mm.
I kind of like that it's just something I just enjoy doing.
Mm. Well, I'm glad
But
that you
who knows?
found.
Hey, I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, I mean, you
Why not?
definitely can. Why not?
Well, who
And
knows? Yeah.
sort of speaking of music, I have been a huge fan of Scott Pilgrim, and I'm so happy that we've still gotten those continuations with Netflix and the games themselves. But even though the show's concluded, what's been your experience with the staying power that Scott Pilgrim has, and how has it transformed sort of your role and your career up to now?
Well, I mean, that whole movie, it was incredible. And then the TV show, which is on Netflix, as you mentioned, and they have the game as well, which I had on my Switch. And uh, Bill Pope was the director of photography. He's the one who first introduced me to photography and started explaining it to me. I built a dark room in my bathroom while we were shooting Scott Pilgrim because I was there for 6 months. There's a lot of scenes that I'm not really in, or it's like, I'm in the background. And so I just got so much from that shoot. Edgar Wright, all the incredible cast, like it was, I don't know, that was a special one. And I'm happy you liked it. I'm happy to hear that.
I just love sort of Neo moments that we get in this film. They're just really hilarious. And
Yeah.
I know even though there's no planned continuation at the moment, have you had some of those talks to sort of continue on with Edgar Wright or Brian Lee? Because I mean, with the show, Neil has this arc where he's like developing his own stage play on Scott Pilgrim's life. So I'm wondering if like that could be like another spin-off happening in the near future.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I love that idea. Yeah, no, it would be incredible. I haven't talked to anybody about it, but I like it.
But
Let's make it happen.
Johnny, it's been an honor talking with you today. And Batman, this film is really, really amazing. And I can't wait for everyone else to see it. So thank you so much again for your time. And I really hope that you have a wonderful day again. Thank you so much for everything.
YouTube, by the way, you could get it on Apple TV and Amazon Prime as of
Mhm.
September 5th. So if anybody wants to
As of
check it out,
September
it's
5th,
really
it's
good.
all out on streaming services and you can all check it out. But it's been a wonderful time talking to you. Really hope you have a wonderful day again.
Thank you, Christopher. Nice to meet you.